students, diversity in living organisms. Okay, so we have seen many organisms and their proper shape, structure and parts present in it, how they are modified right from the earlier to now, and all that. Let me learn about the plantae. This plantae comes from the R.H. Whittaker's classification. Okay, the classification that is coming from the R.H. Whittaker's 5 kingdom classification. Okay. We learn about Monera, next about Archaea, and next about fungi or fungi, and next now let us learn about the plantae, and the last one in this classification is Animalia. Okay, now let me see the fourth kingdom in the classification, that is plantae. Okay, here it includes two systems. Okay, flowering and non-flowering. Okay, so plantae is classified into two types, and they are flowering and non-flowering. Okay, flowering is also called as phanerogams, and non-flowering is called as cryptogams. Okay, flowering is also called as phanerogams and non-flowering is also called as cryptogams. Okay, several plants grow around you. Do all of them produce seeds? So we will see many kinds of plants around us. Do all the seeds will produce the seeds? No. Only some plants will possess the seeds. Okay. Some plants do not produce flowers. Okay. Some plants do not produce fruits. Okay. Though they will bear seeds, flowers and fruits, in some plants we can see seeds, flowers and fruits. In some plants we cannot see the presence of the seeds or flowers or fruits. Okay, simply we will see the leaves and their arrangement. Okay, think if grass produce seeds, hint compare with rice plant. Okay, in the rice plant we will see seeds. We will see seeds in the grasses. Major kind of grasses do not contain any seeds. We only see the leaves. Okay, name some plants that produce seeds. Okay, for example, seed plants are Bengal gram. Okay, rice, that means paddy, and next wheat, red gram, groundnuts, so etc. Okay. Next, which part of the plant produces seeds? Where it is located, recall the structure of the plant studied in earlier classes. So mainly, in some plants, fruits are enclosed with seeds, and in some plants on the surface of the plant we will see seeds. Okay, do all plants have a definite structure to produce seeds? No, do not have all the plants same structure and shape to produce the seeds. Okay, plants are diverse in nature. The basis of classifying them is the way they acquire their food, the type of reproductive structures they have, and the way they reproduce. They are multicellular, eukaryotic with cell walls. They are usually autotrophs and use mainly chlorophyll for photosynthesis. So, for producing. It also produces fruits. Okay. Again, flowers are enclosed with fruits by the reproduction process. After completing the reproduction process, they will undergo in the formation of fruits and seeds. Okay. The first level of classification among plants depend on whether the plant body has well-defined, well-differentiated or distinct parts. Okay. In the first level of the classification, what he did, this Whittaker has classified the plants in the first division according to their differentiation and also to the distinguished parts. Okay. By the basing on the differentiation and also on the distinction of the parts, he has classified the plants. Okay. In the next level of classification is based on whether the differentiated plant body has specialized structures called as vascular tissues for the transport of water and other substances within it. Further classification looks at the ability to bear seeds and whether the seeds are enclosed within fruits. So what happened in the second level classification, by basing upon the vascular tissues, he has classified the second level. Okay, these fruits are ability to bear the seeds and then these fruits are enclosed with, as I told before, enclosed with seeds, and some are present on the surface of the fruits. Okay. Observation of moss plant through hand lens. Okay, next. Okay, now let me see about the moss plants. Okay, mosses are also the plants. Mosses generally seen on the surface of the walls. Okay, you can collect mosses from the greenish velvety growth on bricks during the rainy season. So these mosses can be seen on the surfaces of the walls and surface of the brick. Right from there, we have to collect this moss and scrape a bit of this greenish growth over a slide and observe with a hand lens or under a dissection microscope. You may find structures like that shown in the figure 6. What he is saying that after collecting this greenish growth over a slide, what he is saying to observe it under the microscope, and he is also asking us to draw the diagrams. Okay. These are not exactly flowers but structures that contain seed-like structures called spores. Okay, these are not exactly flowers. Mosses are not exactly flowers, but what he is saying that but structures that contain seed-like structures, but in its structure it contains seeds and they are called as spores. Spores contain very little food while the seed stores a lot of it. So spores contain very little food and seeds are having capacity to store more food. Okay. Moreover, seeds are produced from ovary of flower, whereas spores are produced in the structure called as sporangium. Okay. What he is saying that seeds are coming from the flowers. Okay. These spores are coming from the specialized structure called sporangium. Okay, this sporangium consists of spores and flowers consists seeds. Okay, if you get a fern to observe, try to see the brownish or blackish dots like structures. These are called the spore bearing bodies. So if we observe fern plants, we will be able to see the brown color structures, and that brown color structures are nothing but spores. Okay. Plants like mosses, cycas and fern which do not produce flowers and have sporangium as reproductive structures are called as non-flowering plants or cryptogams. Okay. Plants like mocha, cycas and fern which do not produce flowers and have sporangium as a reproductive structure. So it does not produce any flowers but it will produce spores through the sporangium. It is a reproductive structure and they are called as non-flowering plants. Okay, that all. cryptogams. Produce flowers are phanerogams. So plants which produce flowers are called as phanerogams. Okay, example neem, pine, mango, etc. Among flowering plants in which seeds are enclosed with fruits are called as angiosperms. So if the fruits are enclosed with seeds are called as angiosperms, example mango, and those in which the seeds are not enclosed but exposed to outside are called as gymnosperms, example pine. The following picture will help you see this. Okay, so first suppose if we see strawberry, what will happen? The seeds will be absorbed on the outer part of the fruit. Okay, if we see mango, what will happen? We will see seed inside the fruit. Okay, so if we see the seeds on the surface are called as gymnosperms. If the fruits are enclosed with seeds, such are called as angiosperms. Okay. As I told before, plant kingdom are of two types. Okay. Flowering non-flowering. So, flowering plants are called as phanerogams. Okay, and again these phanerogams are of two types. Gymnosperms and angiosperms. In the angiosperms, seeds are enclosed with fruits. Okay. So again, these are of two types. Okay. Monocot and dicot seeds. Okay, monocot means one seed in leaf. Dicot means two seeded leaf. Okay, so simply these gymnosperms are called okay, and these are called seeds in fruits. Okay, these cryptogams are of two types: bryophyta and the second one is pteridophyta. Okay, bryophyta means having false roots and leaves. like structures are present in their bodies. Okay. With this, our classification regarding plants has completed. Okay. Now let me learn about the animals. That means Animalia. Okay. Our fifth kingdom was Animalia. It is the classification regarding animals. Okay. These are the organisms which are eukaryotic, multicellular and heterotrophic. These cells do not have cell walls. Most animals are mobile. They are further classified based on differentiation in the extent and type of the body design found. So, these are the organisms with eukaryotic, multicellular and heterotrophic. As you see, the plants, they are autotrophic and the animals are heterotrophic and they are having multicellular organisms. Okay. Their cells do not have cell wall, so we cannot be able to see cell wall in the animal cell. Okay. Most of the animals are mobile. They are further classified based on the differentiation in extent and type of the body design. Depending upon the extent and also on the body structure, these animals are classified into groups. Okay. On that, first one is major groups are of Animalia or Porifera, Coelenterata, Nematoda, Platyhelminthes, Annelids, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Protochordata, Chordata, and final one was Vertebrata. Okay, let me see about the Porifera. The word porifera means organisms with pores. That means holes. These are sedentary animals attached to some solid support. They are holes or pores all over the body. These lead to a canal system that helps in circulating water throughout the body to bring in food and oxygen. The body design involves very minimal differentiation and division into tissues. They are commonly called as sponges and are also mainly found in marine habitats. Some examples are Euphyllicetella, Cycons, Spongilla, etc. Okay, porifera are the organisms which contain pores. Okay, pores means small holes. They are sedentary animals attached to some solid support. So these animals are attached to a solid support. Okay, they are holes or pores. All over the body it contains small pores or holes. Okay, these led to a canal system that helps in circulating water throughout the body to bring in food and oxygen. So these pores or holes help in the circulating of water around the body to bring in food and oxygen. Okay, the body design involves very minimal differentiation and division into tissues. So its design is minimal and it contains tissues. Okay, they are commonly called as sponges and are mainly found in marine habitats. They are also called as sponges and these sponges are seen in the marine habitats. Okay, some examples are Euplectella, Cycons, Spongilla, etc. Okay, next about Coelenterata. Or Cnidaria. These are aquatic forms showing more body design differentiation as compared to poriferans. So what he is saying that these are aquatic forms and show more body designs differentiation as compared to poriferans. As compared to the poriferans, they are differentiated. Okay. There is a cavity in the body. The body is made up of two layers of cells. So body is having a cavity and the cavity is made up of two layers called as diploblastic. One forming the outer layer ectoderm while the other forming the inner layer endoderm. So in the diploblastic, one forming the outer layer. The outer layer is known as ectoderm while the inner layer is known as endoderm. Some live in colonies like the corals. So some will live as the colonies as corals. Okay, they lead solitary life or a life solitarily. So they used to live their life solitarily. Okay, for example, hydra jellyfishes and sea anemones. So examples are the hydra jellyfish and sea anemones.